good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome back to Chatgpt's WWE 2K24 Universe Mode. In case you missed the last episode, we went through the first month of the year, Road to Backlash. It was unreal. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. But Chatgpt cooked. And with all that being said, we're going to head into the next month, leading up to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. As we move into the first week of the new month, kicking things off on Monday Night Raw, Chatgpt has assembled Imperium to be the next challengers for the Dudleys. But before we can all get things settled and off and running, Giovanni Vinci and Bubba Ray Dudley go one-on-one. As you can see here, both men attacking one another. But before the match can even end, tensions rise as Ludwig and Devon are going face-to-face in the ring. Referee throws out Ludwig. Get the hell out of here, you're done, bozo. Devon, you think you're off the hook? Nuh-uh, you're gone too. Once the ref gets things settled, both men are gone. The match continues as Bubba picks up the win over Giovanni Vinci and Imperium together. As we move over, Chatgpt has said Charlotte couldn't get the job done, maybe Bayley can, as Trish Stratus has to now defend her world title in a new rivalry against Bayley, as the two set for one-on-one action here to start the first week of the new month. Bayley puts up her best fight, Trish lands the chick kick, ends it there, and you'd think, hey, I proved my point, maybe Bayley's not good enough. Uh-oh, second thoughts incoming. Trish, being a bit of a bitch, starts to stomp Bayley right in her stomach, hopefully trying to impose some upper body injuries so that she cannot attack her again. Drew McIntyre claimed the world title off of Gunther, and Chatgpt's first challenger for him would be none other than the first new world champion, Seth Rollins, as the two are set to take on some one-on-one action here, as Seth puts up a hell of a fight, but it can only do so much, as Drew has an iron forehead, clocks him with a headbutt, hits him with the Claymore, and that will be all she wrote in their first head-to-head meeting. But Seth has other plans in mind. Tweaked his knee or ankle a bit there on the right leg, as it seems, and Drew, you know, being a good guy, being a concerned friend, says, "Hey, Seth, what's going on over here?" Seth, it's nothing, man, don't worry about it, I appreciate you. How about this in exchange? Boom! Sucker punch straight to the noggin. And you gotta think, yeah, that's not a smart move there by Seth. And wow, oh wow, Chatgpt loves to see violence. You can only do so much to stop Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn from beating the living hell out of each other. Chatgpt said, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn? Yeah, sounds about right, and I think it was the absolute best option they could have put together. Best friends turned enemies, always one hell of a matchup when they face each other one-on-one. But in the first encounter here, Sami Zayn steals a win. Kevin, visibly pissed. What does he do? Clocks the ref, threatens Sami. Uh-oh. As we gear up for week 1 of ECW, Chatgpt has given us Dijak to be Tommaso Ciampa's first opponent to defend his newly won ECW world title. He won it off of Braun Strowman. And in their first encounter, Ciampa did not hold back. He pretty well just cleaned up the trash, took care of Dijak, and said, yeah, buddy, I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Dijak, visibly pissed. Does the same thing Kevin Owens did in the first week of Raw. These referees can't catch a break, and Dijak wants blood on his hands. Getting things kicked off on SmackDown, Rhea Ripley is the next to challenge Io Sky for her WWE Women's Championship. In their first encounter here, Rhea Ripley held absolutely nothing back at all, clearly just straight dominance over Io Sky. Picks up the pinfall victory, and then after the match is all said and done, Rhea showing, hey, I'm mommy and I ain't here to play. Dishes out some more damage to Io as she's laying there helpless, looking to inflict possibly an upper body injury, but it's gonna work out in her favor. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Chatgpt has given us the tribal chief. Roman Reigns will be challenging The Undertaker. And in their first meeting, Roman Reigns wastes no time trying to create a diversion to get an attack out on The Undertaker. And in their first meeting here, back and forth contest, these men showing absolutely no mercy to one another. But in the end, Roman Reigns will come out on top as he plants Undertaker with not one, but two giant spears to cement his place for the WWE Championship. Austin Theory's got a new challenger in Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. And before things can get kicked off in their first meeting here, they're whooping ass. Sheamus comes out, Austin Theory's right back on him. They are beating the snot out of each other. Good God Almighty, this is going to be a feud for the ages if I've ever seen one, with the way they're going at each other here. And Austin Theory wasted no time tonight, picking up a very good win over Sheamus in their first meeting. Moving into week 2 of the month, tag team action as Imperium is set to go into action here, but the Dudleys had other plans, attacking them as they're making their way out for their tag team match. Unsure if able to continue or not, they managed to get up, take a protein bar, power through it, and come away with a victory as they stand tall. One-on-one action in the women's division here as Roxanne Perez and Bayley were scheduled to go one-on-one, and another sneak attack here on the night's Monday Night Raw as Trish comes out, interrupting Bayley's entrances, smashing her into the side of the ring, leaving her with more upper body injuries and unable to continue. As The Rock makes his Universe Mode debut, Seth Rollins looking to make a statement for his case for the World Heavyweight Championship, as this was quite the back and forth affair here. The Rock and Seth Rollins leaving no stones unturned, giving each other everything they possibly had. But the end all be all, The Rock came away with the victory as Seth had no answer. Sami Zayn and Shawn Michaels set for one-on-one action to conclude this week's Monday Night Raw. Bit of an underwhelming match, I will be completely honest, but Shawn Michaels did pick up the victory as Kevin Owens came out post-match to dismantle both men and take them down to make his case that he's still a bit angry about what transpired last week. ECW Week 2 as Ciampa and Dijak set to go one-on-one once again, but this week the difference maker, it's all Dijak as he's staking his claim for the ECW World title, planting Ciampa, picking up a victory, but he's got something else in mind, saying to Ciampa, I got a stipulation for you, buddy, and I'm gonna show you what it is. As he steps out of the ring here, he's gonna go under the side apron. He's gonna pull out a little something something, a ladder, staking his claim for a ladder match at the upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view to face off for the world title. Moving over to SmackDown, Io Sky's got some one-on-one action this week against Carmella. And you'd be surprised, you'd think the WWE Champion may just have this in the bag, but not at all. It was all Carmella this week as Io Sky's got to get it together to face Rhea Ripley. As we proceed, Sheamus is in one-on-one action against Trick Williams, but before it can even get underway, Austin Theory, like the slippery snake he is, dishing a beat down to Sheamus as he made his way down. Ref trying to call over some security to get these two to break it up. Not sure if Sheamus will be able to continue here, but he powers through, takes a protein bar, goes a little bit of a back and forth with Trick, but ultimately prevails through it all, picks up a victory, and Austin Theory back on top of the ramp looking to chat some more shit. As Sheamus ain't about talk, he's all about action. As these two slug it out. Ref trying to get some more security out here. They're going to have to hold off until the pay-per-view if they want a piece of each other. Grayson Waller, you will be...
Go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Yeah, this is going to go about as good as it could go for anyone that's name is Grayson Waller. Getting absolutely manhandled by The Undertaker on tonight's main event of SmackDown. Undertaker just straight whooping ass, pulling out every single move just to prove a point. Maybe sending a message to Roman Reigns as well. After he picks up the victory though, you know, celebrating, hey, hell of a win, good job, I'll whoop anyone's ass. Oh, who's that? Roman Reigns music hits. No one comes out though, wonder where he could be. Coming in from behind, sneak attack on the back of the dead man. Roman ain't here to play. In the go-home week before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, we're kicking things off on Monday Night Raw with the Dudleys in tag team action against the Creed brothers, but taking revenge are Imperium, attacking Dudleys on their entrance to the ring the same way the Dudleys did to them the previous week. Overcoming the odds the same way Imperium did, Bubba and Devon managed to pick up the pinfall victory as they advance to defend their titles at the pay-per-view. Bayley's set for more one-on-one action this week as she's looking to take on Cora Jade in her WWE Universe mode debut here. And as Cora tried to put up a pretty good fight, ultimately it would be Bayley that did come away with the Bayley to belly suplex victory. And after the match was over, celebrating in all her glory, in came her rival for the world title, Trish. And what does she have here? A nice little kendo stick. Surprise! Happy birthday! Looks like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view is going to feature a nice little Extreme Rules match. Moving things over to the world title picture. Drew McIntyre is set to go one-on-one with Chad Gable. And although Chad Gable put up a pretty good fight, ultimately it would be Drew headbutting him into oblivion to pick up the victory. But after the match, of course, Mr. I Dress Like a Beautiful Young Thug, Seth Rollins, just knocking heads, getting his way. He wants that world title, but he's gonna do it like the little prick he is. Viva la raza! I'd be remiss to say that this match wasn't an absolute banger to watch unfold. Eddie Guerrero with his Universe mode debut taking on Kevin Owens in one-on-one action as we moved over to the Intercontinental title picture here. Eddie Guerrero possibly cementing, hey, I'm gonna tip my hat into this contest here, and boy oh boy did he ever. Picking up a victory, and you know, turn of the table here, Sami Zayn possibly feeling a little bit threatened by that victory, taking down both men, cementing, I'm still the contender. I'm the #1 guy for this opportunity here. ECW Championship title picture. Dijak going one-on-one with Mark Coffey. And I gotta be honest, I don't think Mark stood a chance in hell. Dijak was on an absolute mission. Destroyed Coffey just to complete advantage of that match. But then once the match was over, hello, ding dong, it's Ciampa, knocking heads pretty much like everyone else this week. I don't know what's gotten into everyone, but Fists of Fury are flying around. That ladder match is going to be insane. Kicking off the go-home show of Friday Night SmackDown, Sheamus was set for one-on-one action against Dominic Mysterio, but before the match can kick off, Austin Theory comes out, going to be a ringside spectator. Surely nothing bad can come from that. But, of course, as the match is progressing, Sheamus is fired up, he's getting the crowd going, oh, here comes Theory, ding dong, ring the bells in your brain. Match gets called to a disqualification, and you gotta think, with this much animosity, Sheamus and Theory's gonna be a bloodbath at Extreme Rules. Roman Reigns goes one-on-one with AJ Styles. And you already know, two guys like this, gonna be unreal. And it was. Big move after big move, finisher after finisher, Of course, though, ultimately, you just can't stop the big tribal chief when he's on that railroad track. Big train coming through, but after the match, Undertaker came in, whooping some candy ass on The Rock's cousin, bringing down the steel cage. And you gotta think, here's another stipulation for the upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view, as these men are gonna go toe-to-toe between 4 big steel walls. As Io Sky is set for yet another one-on-one match, she needs some serious momentum shift in her way as she takes on Chelsea Green. I hope your ears are still with me, or they're bleeding badly, I could only imagine. But surprisingly enough, Chelsea Green kicked ass, picked up a pinfall victory over Io Sky, and you gotta think those Rhea Ripley mind games have clearly affected her in these coming weeks. Lights go out. Almost Undertaker-esque, the female version of The Undertaker at this point, picking up Io, choke slams her straight through the damn ring. It is going down. Last man standing match for the Intercontinental Championship. Best friends, but better rivals. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going one-on-one. And you already know these two gave each other absolutely everything they had available in their arsenal. Just kicking and beating the living hell out of each other. Huge move after huge move. A whole highlight reel for a match. But ultimately, there could only be one winner. And Kevin Owens hitting the stunner. Ref counting it down. Just to 10. Sami Zayn almost got back up, but it just wasn't enough. United States Championship on the line. Austin Theory and Sheamus have been going at it back and forth for weeks on end. Every time they both had a one-on-one match or any kind of altercation throughout the week, they were beating the living hell out of each other as they continued to do so, as you see here. Going to the inside of the ring, outside of the ring, beating the living snot out of each other, hitting another big move from Theory, another big move from Theory, finisher after finisher. But in the end, Sheamus got the big win. Bro kick, new United States Champion, Sheamus. Extreme Rules Tag Team match. The Dudley Boys set to defend the tag team titles against Imperium. A bit of annoyance from both teams, screwing with each other a little bit as the weeks possessed on. But here we go. Extreme Rules match. Tables already brought into the mix. Sledgehammers, chairs, garbage cans, you name it, they brought the pain. But surprisingly enough, the Dudleys lost the tag titles to Imperium. ECW Championship ladder match. Man, this had all the build you could want, all the animosity and rivalry you could ask for. But I'm gonna be honest, it fell very, very short of the mark. Dijak was in complete control for the whole thing, and the whole thing lasted all of 2 minutes, and Ciampa just came in and stole it. Yeah, so he retains. Extreme Rules match for the Women's World title. Trish Stratus set to defend against Bayley. And yeah, they've been kicking the living hell out of each other for the last few weeks. And it's not going to stop now. Bayley getting on top, punching Trish straight in the face. Both going back with some incredible moves here. Incredible athleticism from both. Spinebuster from Trish. Hurricane Rana off the rope. And it's just going back and forth and back and forth. A lot of weapons came into play. Ultimately, not many of them getting used. Just kind of chilling there. But Trish manages to retain the world title. WWE Women's Championship on the line. Io Sky set to defend it against Rhea Ripley. Io Sky's had a couple of down moments in this past month, losing to a couple of opponents, but is she going to lose to Rhea Ripley? Honestly, the odds did not look good for her. Rhea and Io did manage to go back and forth. Io holding her own really, really well. Kicking some ass, I'll be honest. Backflip there from Io, as you can see, through the ropes, and it was enough. Io Sky managed to retain against Rhea Ripley. World Heavyweight Championship on the line in a one-on-one. Drew McIntyre set to retain against Seth freaking Rollins. And here we go. Seth Rollins being a bit of a prick. Drew McIntyre not taking it lightly. The first half of this match, complete control by Drew McIntyre. Flipping, manhandling, taking over. But Seth Rollins would not stay down for long. Picking up Drew here, suplexing him behind, looking for the pedigree. Drew would not let it happen, but it wasn't enough to keep Seth down. Hitting the corner buckle powerbomb, picking up the win, and we have a new World Heavyweight Champion. Steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns challenged The Undertaker. And here we go. Roman Reigns planting things with a DDT to start. Undertaker hard clothesline. Then a hard backdrop. Double choke slam. Roman tossing Undertaker into the cage. Big power bomb from Roman. Hard Superman punch to Undertaker. First spear. Roman does not have enough juice. Both men fist to fist. Going back and forth. Sidewalk slam. Power bomb from Roman off the side of the cage. Samoan drop from Roman. The next spear gets it done. New WWE Champion, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.